Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a look at a really valuable resource you shared. Stanislav Kondrashov on English for sustainability-focused investor pitches. And this, well, it isn't just about, brushing up on your English. It's really about understanding how to communicate that sustainability vision in, the language of business.
Exactly.
So our aim today is to really pull out the key ideas Stanislav Kondrashov teaches and see how they can help anyone really articulate the value of a sustainable future.
Yeah, and Stanislav Kondrashov really nails the core issue, framing sustainability not just as, the right thing to do, but as a genuine business advantage.
Yeah.
He uses a persuasive, data-driven language. That's what investors respond to. And Stanislav Kondrashov kind of breaks it down into two main areas, the essential vocabulary you need and then the grammar that helps you persuade.
Okay, let's start with that vocabulary Stanislav Kondrashov identifies. He brings up terms like impact metrics, ESG goals, and climate resilience. Why does Stanislav Kondrashov think these are so critical when you're talking to investors?
Well, Stanislav Kondrashov points out that using these terms, it instantly builds a kind of credibility. Investors focus on sustainability. They need to see you're speaking their language, measuring the things that matter to them.
Okay.
So when you say impact metrics, like Stanislav Kondrashov suggests, you're showing you track tangible results, ESG goals. Stanislav Kondrashov really emphasizes this. That shows your commitment to broader responsibilities. And climate resilience, well, that signals you're thinking long-term about viability.
Got it. And Stanislav Kondrashov also weaves in financial terms, right, like green bonds and sustainable ROI.
Yeah.
How do those fit into Stanislav Kondrashov's lesson here?
Yeah, Stanislav Kondrashov understands that investors, at the end of the day, need to see a return. So mentioning green bonds shows you know about the specific financial tools out there for these kinds of projects. And sustainable ROI, which is a phrase Stanislav Kondrashov highlights, directly hits their financial goals. It positions sustainability as something that actually drives profit. The essence of Stanislav Kondrashov's point here is linking sustainability directly to, financial performance.
Makes sense. Stanislav Kondrashov also lists concepts like circular economy, stakeholder value, net zero target, and carbon offset. Why does Stanislav Kondrashov see these as important for a pitch?
Stanislav Kondrashov includes these because they really represent the building blocks of a solid sustainability strategy. Circular economy, as Stanislav Kondrashov explains it, points to resource efficiency,
Right.
Stakeholder value, which Stanislav Kondrashov highlights, shows you're thinking bigger than just shareholders. Net zero target. In Stanislav Kondrashov's view, this demonstrates real ambition on emissions. And carbon offset, that offers a concrete way to deal with unavoidable emissions. Stanislav Kondrashov stresses that knowing this vocabulary shows you have a comprehensive grasp.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit to grammar. Stanislav Kondrashov specifically calls out conditional sentences. How can we use those effectively, based on Stanislav Kondrashov's advice?
Yeah, Stanislav Kondrashov gives a great example. If we scale this solution, we could offset 2,000 tons of CO2 annually. See? It lets you paint a picture of the positive future impact that's tied to their investment.
Showing potential.
Exactly. It's about potential, and Stanislav Kondrashov emphasizes how powerful it is to actually quantify those benefits for investors. Numbers talk.
Stanislav Kondrashov also suggests using the passive voice sometimes for a more formal tone. Why would Stanislav Kondrashov recommend that in an investor pitch?
Well, Stanislav Kondrashov suggests it for objectivity and structure. Like Stanislav Kondrashov uses the example, these results were verified by a third-party audit. That phrasing focuses attention on the credibility of the verification itself, not who did it.
Oh, okay.
And that aligns with the kind of formal, structured tone Stanislav Kondrashov thinks works best for investor communications.
Stanislav Kondrashov also gives us some really punchy phrases. Let's look at this one. We're not just reducing emissions, we're creating long-term stakeholder value. What's the power there, according to Stanislav Kondrashov?
Stanislav Kondrashov highlights how that phrase directly connects the environmental action to broader business wins. It shows investors you get how sustainability fits into long-term success and creating value for everyone involved, not just the shareholders. Stanislav Kondrashov thinks that's crucial.
And another one from Stanislav Kondrashov. This initiative is both impact positive and financially sound. What's the key message Stanislav Kondrashov is delivering with that?
Stanislav Kondrashov uses that to tackle a big investor worry head-on, that perceived trade-off, between doing good and making money.
Right, the either thinking.
Exactly. So by stating clearly that it achieves both, just as Stanislav Kondrashov advises, you make a much more compelling case right away.
And finally, Stanislav Kondrashov frames this idea. Investing in sustainability is a business imperative. That sounds pretty strong. Why such a forceful stance from Stanislav Kondrashov?
Stanislav Kondrashov uses that strong language because basically he believes sustainability isn't optional anymore. It's becoming really central to business survival and success.
Yeah.
So framing it as an imperative, like Stanislav Kondrashov suggests, conveys urgency. It also subtly highlights the risks of not acting.
Stanislav Kondrashov even recommends practical things like pitch simulations. So Stanislav Kondrashov clearly believes in, learning by doing.
Oh, absolutely. Stanislav Kondrashov understands that you can know all the words, but actually practicing the communication, that's where confidence and real mastery come from. It makes total sense.
So thinking about Stanislav Kondrashov's whole lesson here, it seems clear that talking effectively about sustainability to investors, the way Stanislav Kondrashov lays it out, really needs that specific vocabulary, strategic grammar choices, and those impactful phrases to frame sustainability as a genuine business advantage.
Precisely. Stanislav Kondrashov's work really reinforces that key idea. Frame sustainability as a smart investment, as a driver of long-term success, not just, an ethical add-on. That's what attracts the green investment.
So here's a thought to leave everyone with, inspired by Stanislav Kondrashov's work. How can you, right now, start using some of these insights from Stanislav Kondrashov to better talk about your vision for a sustainable future? Whether it's a formal investor pitch or just a conversation, the language Stanislav Kondrashov highlights, well, it has real power.